Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. All praise to the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that has bestowed us incredible mercy and provisions. Now, today we have a question on probability. I want us to solve it. Is in section 2 with the 10 marks. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us through and make it easy for us and also enable you to understand with ease. Now let's read the question together. Two bags, P and Q, contain identical balls. Except for the colors. The balls are identical in structure, shape, everything. But the ball, they can only be distinguished by the color. We have some bags which are red, others are green in color. Now we have two bags, bag B and bag Q. Bag B contains 3 green and 4 red balls. Bag Q contains 2 green balls and 3 red balls. Now let's look at how we can go through over this question and solve it. Find the probability of picking a red ball from bag B. Very simple. Total number of red balls in bag B are 4 and the total number of balls in bag B are 7. Therefore, here the probability is only 4/7. It will be probability red balls in bag B, So it will be very simple. Total number are 4 red balls and the total number of balls you have are 7. We have 4 red balls out of the 7 balls we have in the bag, and that is it. It's a 1-mark question. The 2 balls were picked at random from bag B, one at a time, without a replacement. Now let's look at this class. Let's draw this. Draw a probability. We're just told to draw a probability tree diagram. Very simple. Now let's come here. Now this is bag B, right? Let's see. You have green. You have red. Now for the green, we have 3 green. We have now 4 red. Total there. Now we have 3 out of 7, and this we have 4 out of 7. Now class, this was the first picking. The probability of picking a red ball is 4/7, and the probability of picking a green ball at the first instance is 3/7. Now let's look at the second time. Now the second time, the probability of picking, this is a green and this is a red. Now that you have picked one, that means the total number of green balls will be less 1, that is 2, it will be 2. And the total number of, now that you have picked 1 green ball, that means the number of green balls remaining are 2. Now the total number, now which was 7, is going also to decrease from 7 to 6. Very good. Like that. But the red balls, you have not picked anything. They will still remain, how many were they? They were 4. They will still remain to be 4, but the total number of balls in the bag will reduce because this was a picking without replacement. Hope I'm very clear. For instance, I'm trying to tell you that the balls were picked from the bag without replacement. That means the ball was picked, placed somewhere, another one was picked like that. Now the first ball that was picked here, in this case, we said is a green. Now the total number of green balls in the bag were 3. And when one is removed, that means we are going to remain with 2 green balls. And again, when one was removed, green ball, that means the total number of balls in the bag will also reduce by 1. They were 7, now they will be 6. But again, in the part of the red balls, they will not be affected, they will remain to be 4. But again, the total number of balls, will also decrease to 6. Now suppose, let's say, a red ball was picked, a red ball here was picked. When a red ball is picked here, that means it was 4, now it becomes 3 out of total number from 7 to 6 again. What about this one? The green balls were not picked from, therefore the total number will still remain to be 3. But again, what changes is the total number of balls in the bag, that will be 6. And that is how you have drawn the probability diagram to show all the possible outcomes when 2 balls were picked. This was the first picking and this is the second picking class. Very good. Now find the probability that the 2 balls picked were of the same color class. Now this probability will be the probability of into bracket, you can have green. We also have probability into bracket red. Probability green and probability red. Probability green plus probability red is going to give us the probability that the balls picked were of the same color. Now let's look at green, it will be 3/7 multiplied by 2/6. Plus red 4/7 times 3/6. Very simple like that. Now it will be 3/7, 3 out of 7 multiplied by 2 out of 6. That is 1 out of 7. Is 1 out of 7 plus 4 out of 7 multiplied by 3 out of 6. 3 out of 6. 4 out of 7 times 3 out of 6. And this will also be 2 out of 7. Now this one to give us 3 out of 7. Find the probability that at least one red ball was picked. Find at least one red ball was picked. Now class, this is a very simple one. Again, at least one red ball was picked means now we can have probability like this. Probability can have red. Probability again you can have plus probability red-green. You can have probability green-red. Or you can just simplify and say 1 minus probability green-green. You're going to get the same answer, 1 and the same. Because at least we can have one red ball, we can have 2 red balls, or we can have first red ball emerging followed by green ball, or green ball coming then red ball coming. Now all these ones are the possibility red, green and green red. But now this one is very simple. Here we say 1 minus probability green was 1 over 7 minus 1 over 7. It will be 1 minus 1 out of 7, which is 6 over 7. It will be 6 over 7. The probability of picking a red, at least one red ball, is 6 over 7. If you do the same thing here we are having red, we are having, let's say, 2 over 7, right? You are having 2 over 7. Now when you add the others, you're going to get the same thing, 6 over 7. Now let's not waste time there. Now class, 2 balls were picked from bag B in B were both put into bag Q. Now class, let's have the tree diagram here, then we reuse it again. Now we're having like this one. We're having G, we're also having red here. Here we're having G, red. We're also having G, red. Now class, the 2 balls picked from here were put into bag, now bag Q. Q, red. G, red. G, red. G, red. Now class, the two balls picked from this bag P was put into bag Q. Now this one was bag B and this is bag Q now. Now I want us to know how do we go about this. What we know is, let's have our values first. Here we're having 3 over 7. I know how we got that one. 4 over 7. This one is 2 over 6. This one 4 over 6. 3 over 6, 3 over 6, 3 over 6, 3 over 6. Now class, I want you to get this part essence very clearly. We are told 2 balls that were picked from bag B in Roman B1, in Roman B, were put into bag Q. Let's say in this case, we have a green ball and a green ball picked from bag P. A green ball and a green ball picked from bag B. When we have 2 green balls picked from bag B and we put it into bag Q, and initially in bag Q, how many balls were we having? 2 green balls. And now that we picked 2 green balls from bag B and we put them into bag Q, how many green balls are we having in bag B? It will be 2 plus 2, 4. Good. Now we're having 4 green balls. 4 green balls. Now the total number of balls, initially it was, we were having 2 plus 3, 5. Now we have added 2. That will be 7. It will be 7 green balls. Now this you don't have to worry about. You finish up. It will be 3 over 7. Good. Again, another one here. We have green ball was picked. Red ball was picked. Right. Now we have in the back of bag Q. There's an addition of 1 green ball. Also in bag Q we have addition of 1 red ball. Now initially the green ball was 2 or 2. Now there will be 3. There will be 3. Now there will be 3. What about this one? Initially they were in bag. There were 3 red balls, right? Now they will be also 4. Now it will be over 7 over 7. Very simple like that. Again we have another scenario. A red ball was picked and a green ball was picked. Again, the same happens. There is an addition of 1 extra ball in the green part, and also addition of 1 extra ball in the red balls. Now, how will it be? This one will be, it was 3 out of 6. That means, class, that initially the number of green balls in bag Q were what, class? They were 2. Now that we have picked the 1 from bag, 1R and 1, that will be very simple. Now it will be here. It will be 3/7. It will also be 4/7. Now here comes again. We have red ball and a red ball picked in both cases. That will be, this one will have, it was initially 3. Now when you add 2, it will be 5 out of 7. This one will be 2 out of 7. And that is how we go about this question, class. Very simple. Such that we were having 2 balls picked from bag P. And these 2 balls picked from bag B were put into bag Q. Meaning that the balls, for example, in this case, in this probability tree diagram, you can see that a green ball was picked and another green ball was picked. 2 green balls were picked and they were added into bag Q. Initially, bag Q were having 2 green balls. Now the total will be 4 green balls. Now let's do this one very quickly. Now question number 1 was green in color. Now green in color are these ones. The first one is this one, green in color. Another one is this one, green in color. We also have this one, green in color. And lastly we have this one, green in color. Now let's do it very quickly. Now we have 3/7 times 2/6 multiplied by 4/7. That is the green 1 plus green 2, which is 3/7 times 4/6 times 3/7 times 4/6 times 0/7. Now plus, again you have red, green, green, 4/7 times 3/6 times again 3/7. Lastly, it will be 4/7 times 0/6 times 2/7. 4/7 times 4/7 times 3/6. Very good. 4/7, 3/6, 2/7. 3/6 times 2 out of 7. Now let's look quickly at now 3/7 times 2/6. 3 out of 7 times 2 out of 6 multiplied by 4 out of 7. 4 out of 7. This will give us 4 out of 49. 4 out of 49. 4 out of 49, the first one. We're done with this one. Now the second one, 3 out of 7 multiplied by 4 out of 6 multiplied by 3 out of 7. 6 out of 49 plus 6 out of 49. Now class, we have some others which are resembling. For instance, 4/7 times 0/6 times 0/7. Ni kama hii 4/6, 4/7. No, they are not resembling. Now let's continue. It will be 4/7 times 3 out of 6 times 3 out of 7 times 3 out of 7 plus 6 out of 49 plus 6 out of 49 plus 4/7 times 3/6 times 2/7. 4/7 times 3 out of 6 times 4/7 times 3 times 2/7 times 2 out of 7. Now it will be 4 out of 49. 4 out of 49. Now class, this is a very one concept. The denominator are the same. What do? We add the numerator. 4 plus 6, 10, 16, 20. Now it will be 20 out of 49. That is the probability of picking a green ball from that bucket. Now, very simple one, red in color. Now that you have understood that the probability of picking a green ball from bag is 20 out of 49. And in the bag we have only green balls and red balls. You don't have to do that calculation. You come here, you just say probability red in color. You say probability red in color, probability red ball is equals to 1 minus probability green balls. Very simple like that. Now it will be 1 minus 20 out of 49, which will be, so 1 out of 20 minus 49 class, this one reflects 49 over 49, meaning it will be 29 over 49. 29 over 49. Have a nice weekend. Wish you a prosperous life in this world as well as in the hereafter. With you here is teacher Muhyiddin Khalif. Like, share, subscribe, promote the channel. Together we can make wonders and miracles.